What's the worst way I can hold this? Hi, girly pops. Welcome back to the channel. You'll have to excuse me, I didn't clean up. I've had a couple drinks and I wasn't expecting any company tonight. I'm so funny. The thousands spent on acting school culminated in this moment. So I'm just going to come out and say it. The Tears of the Kingdom marketing is really good so far. Like, all the trailers that we've received have been very entertaining, informative. They've really been showing us a lot. I'm at a point currently where I do think the game will live up to the hype and be worth the wait. My biggest disappointment is that it's on the Switch. So it's going to be running on hardware that is still really great. But there's better. It's really jarring going from playing something beautiful and cinematic on the PlayStation 5 to playing something that's just a little bit crunchier on Miss Switch. Like the demo trailer where they were going around and showing some of the new features, like I'm so interested at the crafting kind of mechanics to it and creative limits that you're allowed to push. I just think player freedom in this game is going to be so delicious and sweet and scrumptious. And from what I'm seeing from the trailer that just dropped, from that gameplay trailer, from the little teasers that we've seen prior, it just really looks like they took away the initial product, thought really, really, really hard about making a second game that isn't just the first game, like really giving players a reason to spend that $90 price point. If you're Canadian, I think it's 70 USD, both offering a product that's worthy of that price tag and also just being able to exceed expectations. They've certainly exceeded my expectations. I'm really impressed at what they've delivered so far just to entice us. I think mechanically this game is going to be so fascinating and crazy. I don't know, I just think they've done such a good job of enriching the world with things to do, especially one that already exists in another game. Just overall, I'm really, really excited for this game. I'm excited to dive into this world. I haven't touched Breath of the Wild since Wii U era. I have not played that game in a very long time. And it's very fun. So I'm really looking forward to this game, especially because it seems like the mechanics are going to be actually insane. Like that water bubble thing that was happening in the trailer, all of this up, down nonsense of being able to like go through platforms and surfaces and stuff. Just very cool. I don't know how best to articulate this point. This is very clearly a non-scripted video. I typically come to games for their story interactivity, not necessarily games where you narratively choose everything and player choice really matters and has an impact on the narrative, but I enjoy the media of video games in part because there's something really, really great about being able to balance narrative moments with interactive moments. So like, yeah, RPGs are like my favorite kind of game because they tell a story and then you can play in the middle. And I find that your play can kind of inform and fill the gaps in those stories. Like that's one of my favorite things about like Fire Emblem is just imagining what these people are doing on their downtime, or like in old Fire Emblem games, imagining like where they're standing, where the scene is taking place, how they're interacting with each other. I love that. But the other thing that I really, really enjoy about games is the way that they tackle the experience of movement. And I'm not just talking about like running around. Yes, it feels really, really great if you can execute like immense speed and things like that and do it really, really well. But Gravity Rush is one of my favorite games of all time, just for the way that your character can fall through the air so effortlessly in any direction the player chooses, and it looks and feels so remarkably good. So I'm really excited for Tears of the Kingdom. This jumping off of islands and just like soaring down and just like imagining like feeling that wind on your face and the thrill of like skydiving. Like Lord knows I'm never going to skydive. I'm the type. I have the luck that I'm like going to die. But when a game is really able to immerse me and really sell me on that experience, that's just something I really, really love. So I'm looking forward to the creative ways that you can move your character in this game. Like I just think that's so fucking cool. With that being said, we're here today to make a bingo card sheet because I think that's fun, and the game comes out in a month and I'm classically wrong about things. So I'm going to make some guesses based on what we've seen, what I want to see, and what I think might happen. These predictions are not based on fact. This is just for funsies. Let's get into it. Thank you to my free bingo cards for sponsoring today's video. Just kidding. Obviously I don't do sponsors. What theme should we do? Honestly, I'm kind of partial to baby. Okay, a lot of these are actually extremely boring. Also, yeah, okay, I should zoom in, right? Like this is better for everybody, just a little bit. Okay, it's still kind of low quality, but get into it. Tears of the Kingdom. I think it's very funny that this abbreviates to TOFK. Wait, what font did I pick? This looks like very Lord of the Ringsy. Historic. We're gonna stick with it. Tears of the Kingdom, bingo. A little smiley face. Okay, the first thing I think is gonna happen is I feel like if you saw the trailer, where they were featuring the ability to glue logs together, that was like my first thought, was that was going to be all over the internet. Like, so many Twitch streams are just going to be like, let's try and make phallic objects. So that's my first prediction. This is off to like a really, really great start. If you are having a fun and amazing time, you should subscribe to the Chan. No Twilight Zone. As much as I want it, I don't think this is a Twilight game, even though that kind of like tealy blue color is all over the marketing. I just don't think they're going to give us what they want. In part, I think this because I'm not sure if Breath of the Wild is going to stay as a duology. I think it's very possible that they do 3 games, and Tears of the Kingdom feels very Skyward Sword. So I think with the Skyward Sword focus, they're not going to give the fans what they want, which is in part Twilight Zone references. This one doesn't really have a point. It's just how I feel, and I'm entitled to those feelings. I just know. With this fandom, Nintendo's not going to let him die. He's going to be around. Like, for sure. Like, I know he's dead. You don't need to tell me that. But I'm sure they'll find a way. They did for Hyrule Warriors. The way that I can't type is actually hysterical. Zelda gets sidelined. I feel like that's a no-brainer. She is a woman after all, and Lord knows how our media hates giving women anything to do that's interesting or meaningful. Zelda gets sidelined. It's what I believe. I think her role is going to be boring, and I am not going to be entertained, and I know I'm going to have a lot of thoughts. Link says, fuck. Just kidding. Let's say Link speaks. I just had like an actually moment where I was like searching my mind palace to remember if Link has ever actually spoken before. I'm not sure he has outside of like the CD games, but I think there's like a piece of trivia somewhere that I've seen in my lifetime that indicates that Link has spoken in a game, one of the GBA games, I think, or like a little bit older. I'm going to say that Link speaks in this one. He's going to have a line of dialogue, maybe towards the end, like somewhere climactic. Who knows? No cross-dressing. I think they had their fun with the first one, and they're not going to do it again. That's my guess. I mean, would this game be better for drag? Absolutely. They wouldn't even know what to do with it if they had it. I'm not going to explain this. I just think it could happen, and it would create for some interesting tension. You can't tell me that you don't think this premise would be kind of crazy. Someone is drawing it as we speak. I literally can't type. Ganon won't be hot. This is not Ocarina of Time Ganondorf. This is not Twilight Princess Ganondorf. He's not going to be a tall, really buff, Middle Eastern looking man. Oh my gosh, he might even be like kind of a pig. Little piggy, Piggy Ganon. Piggy Ganon boy. Next, I think there's going to be an Uku reference. If you don't know what I'm talking about, the Uku are from Twilight Princess. They're a race of sky chicken people. Someone's mind really said, I am gonna generate this. It looks like if you put like raw chicken, lady, angel, if you plug those words into an AI, I feel like this is the image it would produce. So I don't think we're gonna get the Twilight Zone, but I do think we're gonna get an Uku. I think we're gonna get an Uku reference just for funsies. No hot take here. Just like maybe they'll reuse a lot of assets and the islands won't be that interesting. Like, I'm curious as to what's up there. I really don't know. We'll find out in May. No motorcycle in this game. I think that's been maybe destroyed. Maybe it's gone. I spelled that word wrong too. No motorcycle. Horses only. We're going natural for this one. Wow. I really just looked at Dix's boats and went, I wrote that. That was my idea. I'm just a silly, goofy, girly pop. Gay. And it is what it is. Horses hate her. Dermatologists hate her. There are going to be no horses. No, that's silly. And we couldn't have a silly bingo entry. Oh, you know what I do think is going to happen? There's going to be some Skyward Sword references. Specifically, I think they're going to reference the dragons, which I know sounds kind of stupid because I'm pretty sure the dragons in Skyward Sword have the same names as the dragons in Breath of the Wild extended universe. But I think we're going to get like a Skyward Sword dragon reference. There's going to be the beautiful water lady, the bigger lightning guy. I don't remember what the fire one looked like, and that's my business. Skyward Sword, dragon, babies. Maybe they're little babies. Could you imagine if Link had a little baby dragon? Oh my gosh, like that one Maple Story class. Wait, why is that an incredible idea? Have I cracked the code? Has Legend of Zelda not explored dragons enough? Oh my god, that's kind of delicious food for thought. I'm guessing there's going to be a random segment where we play as a second playable character. Oh my god. Oh my god. Could you imagine? Picture this. The game opens. You are in a familiar locale and you're playing as a character who looks like exactly like Link, but a little bit different. Like his hair is still like spiky and whatever, but it's just like a little bit crazy and slanted to the other side. So you're playing the game, you're running through the town, you're fulfilling mission objectives, and then all of a sudden you wake up from a simulation and then you're Link. And then you find out later that Link, because Link turned into a Heartless, he now has a nobody named Slink. That's what we're actually renaming this to. Slink. He's a member of Organization 13. His weapon is the Keyblade sword. And part of the story is Link being reunited with the missing piece of soul. That would also be bonkers. Am I coming up with amazing ideas? Like, do I need to start a Wattpad? Okay, my next guess, more fairy fountains. I don't know what they're going to have to offer, but I think instead of like the 3, if I'm remembering right, the 3 or 4 that are in the original, like maybe let's like be crazy, have 8 or 9. Oh my god, sky fairies. Could you imagine if the sky fairies look different from the ground fairies? Give us some sky fairies. Come on, Breath of the Wild, please. Tears of the Kingdom, please. 20 million stupid Korok seeds. What an interesting feature to put in your video game. Just having these tiny itty bitty little collectibles just everywhere. Truly insane. What do I think is going to happen? I'm going to guess Chic. And actually, I'm not going to elaborate on that. Just kidding, I am. Isn't it kind of crazy that there's a shelved Chic game that the artwork looks so cool for? I'm not going to put up pictures. Please Google it for yourself because there's very interesting coverage on it. I think Did You Know Gaming has talked about it as well. The game was shelved because Nintendo was like, this game is actually really bad. That would have been crazy. Like a different genre experience for the franchise. Chic is going to be somewhere in this game somehow, some way. And the way that we know Chic, like I know the Sheikah tribe is in the game, but like I want like an Ocarina of Time send up. I want that kind of Chic. Oh my gosh, trains like in the Phantom Hourglass or whatever. Give us trains. I genuinely want there to be like a romance in this game. Like I know Zelda and Link always have that kind of implied thing, but I want like some side character action happening, but like a side character who actually matters, not like the side quest from Breath of the Wild. But who do I want it to be though? Oh my gosh, should it be like another Gerudo wedding? Gerudo. Wait. Gerudo divorce. Could you imagine? That's actually kind of sad. But that side quest that's from the first game, that's like honestly the only really big side quest. Could you imagine if they split up? That would be complicated and sad. You really worked hard for them to be together. No, I don't like it stylized as GOT. I think something Game of Thrones-y is gonna happen. Like, I think there's gonna be a lot of factions, differing houses. Just kidding, it's probably gonna be just like good guys versus bad guys. But it'd be kind of sick if there was like dissent amongst the heroes. Like, what if the Rito were upset with the Gorons? What if the Zoras were upset with the Gerudo? I love friction. Like, just give me interesting tensions to explore and show me how these characters overcome it. Like an inspirational speech. That'll be Zelda's whole role in this game, is just to give the speech that matters, and everyone does it because she's the pure girl. Okay. My guess, there's going to be a post-credit scene and it's going to feature the Twilight Mirror. Again, this is kind of playing into my own decision that Breath of the Wild isn't just going to end with Tears of the Kingdom. I feel like they're going to want to round it out with a trilogy, keep the franchise going. I think I would actually like cry, vomit, shit, piss everywhere if the credits rolled, whenever you get all the memories or whatever. I wonder what is going to be like the perfect completion for this game that gives you the complete good ending. I wonder what that is going to look like. So yeah, whenever you do that, the scene you get after I wonder what it's going to look like. Okay, walk with me. Picture this. Close your eyes. My eyes are closed too. So we're in this together. Like truly, I want us to do this exercise like as a team. So we're in the desert. It is, not to be cheesy, but it's twilight. The sun is setting enough that it's not that beautiful sunset color palette of like the yellow fading into that dark blue with all those pink and orange tones in between. I want the sun to be down enough that we're really in stylized desert, like purpley blue lands. Like you still get that peak of light, but I want us to be working in those cool tones. There's this beautiful stone temple in the middle of the desert that isn't a direct replica of Midna's beast form helmet, but somehow alludes to it. Like it kind of has like 3 spires. They're all a little bit asymmetrical from each other. There's a ton of wind, maybe a sandstorm. Oh my gosh, maybe the post-credit scene, there's nothing there, and then a sandstorm occurs, and then this altar appears. So we have this environmental scene, maybe just like a circular drone shot that goes around this pillar, and then let's cut to behind the mirror, because then we don't know what it is. Oh my gosh. And then a mysterious figure that we don't know, but like maybe like a tall, slender individual wearing like a huge black robe, because it's like mysterious, but also like kind of not. Like we have like an inference to who it is. They approach the mirror, they look at it. So we're seeing from behind the mirror, and then this like robed, shadowy figure from the front. And then we flip over to them. Maybe the hood of the robe is one of those ones where it's like, you know, if this was normal, we'd be able to like fully see their face, but maybe we only see like their chin, and they just give us a little smirk, and then camera cuts, and it's just an even shot of the Twilight mirror, and then it slowly pushes in, and then there's a crack, cut to black. That's my proposal. As much as I'm having dumb, stupid, poo-poo, pee-pee ideas, some of these are really great. You have to agree with me. You have to admit. I'm selling you on some of these. Master Sword gets stolen. Just for intrigue. Like, how would the characters feel in that moment? Like, would Link get berated for being a big idiot? Link punches, One Punch Man style. Just kidding. There should be a hand-to-hand fighting in this. Oh my gosh, hand-to-hand combat. I know that's not going to be in this game because they would have featured it. That would be so fun. I think a lot of people would elect for that playstyle. I know I love a character who uses hand-to-hand combat and is like kind of swift, very dodge focused. I'm going to say Goron underrepresentation. Okay, that's still really small, but it is better. No rhyme or reason to this, and it is likely that the 4 races in the kingdom are all going to get equal amounts of screen time, but I think if you're someone who likes to count the minutes, perhaps the Gorons will just get a little bit less. Oh, I just had an idea and then I lost it. Oh, I'm so mad. Oh, I do think this one's actually kind of real. Another new race, or another hidden race. You know, these dragon people are kind of new, but I do think they're going to have to add something else. Like add a second faction. I think that'd be interesting. Especially like, who are these draconic people? Are they helping Ganondorf? I'm very interested in exploring who they are. I feel like they're an ancient race who is one of those, like, we don't participate in society, but we intervene when things get really, really bad. Like, they could either be that, or they could be bad guys supporting Ganon. But I would love it if we got both. I wonder what's going on with that skeleton guy underground. Okay, maybe I'm going to delete one of the stupid ones, and we're going to replace it with something relevant to the skeleton. Okay, I'm going to take out trains. Oh my gosh, wait, trains is actually kind of true, because you can, like, craft cars. So yeah, I'm going to take out trains because I wasn't thinking of that in terms of the creativity. Honestly, it's insane. Skeleton guy. It's actually Sans from Undertale. No, just kidding. Skeleton guy is baby girl. No, skeleton guy is girly pop. No nuance. That's the last one. Oh gosh, yay, we did it, you guys. Wasn't that fun and a huge waste of time? Thank you so much for being here with me. Alrighty, that's the video. We're done here. What are you still waiting around for? What did you want to talk or something? Like, what's going on? Thank you so much for watching. If you enjoyed this video, please like. Please subscribe. Please comment. Do you think I'm even remotely right? And if so, are you crazy? Why do you think that? Some of these ideas are kind of slay. I don't think they're going to be in the game, but they're exciting, and you can't disagree with that. Are you excited for Tears of the Kingdom? Tofk for short. What are you looking forward to most in the game? What do you think is going to happen? Do you have any predictions? Is there anything that you feel really strongly about? Please let me know down below. I love to chat about things. Also, just a little channel update. I know I'm not the most consistent in my uploads. However, I have secured gainful employment, so I will not be able to upload as much. I don't know if I'll be around on a weekly basis, but I will upload when I can. Obviously, The Last of Us video, I'm almost done writing it. That one, I feel like end of next week should be up, depending on how long it takes me to edit. I have a feeling it's going to be longer than 2 hours. The Naruto video, I'm speaking this into existence, mostly for me. I'm assuming most of you have clicked off by this point, unless you are like a fan of me. The Naruto video is coming. I've not started writing it, but I have 8 billion ideas, and I know if I don't make it before I get this new job, it's not going to happen at all. So I'm just saying out loud that I'm going to finish the Naruto video by the end of this month. Okay, I'm going to rehydrate a lot and go to bed. Don't cry unless you're crying Tears of the Kingdom. Bye!